We're picking the Eagles' schedule again. We're not picking the schedule. The schedule's been picked. We're predicting it. That's a better way to put it. Last year, we were amazing at this. I said that the Eagles were going to the Super Bowl. Luke said that the Eagles were going to the Super Bowl. Parker said that the Eagles were going to the Super Bowl. I said that the Eagles would beat the New York Jets. I was wrong about the Jets part. I was right that the Eagles were going to win the Super Bowl. Parker said that the Eagles were going to play the Kansas City Chiefs, which was correct. However, he said that they would lose. And Luke Paglia said that the Philadelphia Eagles would defeat the Kansas City Chiefs, and he nailed it. So, quick round of applause for Luke.
He nailed it.
We gave him
Good
his
job,
flowers after the Super Bowl, but we're doing it again before these picks one last time. This is the last time you'll be getting these flowers, Luke, because now the new one.
Oh, okay. That's okay.
It rolls over now. So
I'll just do it again, and it'll be great.
there you go. Love the confidence. Let's dive right into it. Week 1, we're going to go Luke, me, Parker, Luke. The first game of the NFL season, Eagles-Cowboys.
Yes.
What do you got?
So I don't even know why we're making these picks, simply because this video is going to be boring. We all have the Eagles going 17-0, obviously, but no, I'm just kidding.
Just like last year. That's not true. Last year we didn't say that. We were realistic.
No, but honestly, we're coming off the Super Bowl win. Obviously, it was a couple months ago, but the Eagles still have a powerhouse team, I think. Give me the Eagles over the Cowboys, because the Cowboys are still a dysfunctional team that might not even have Micah Parsons playing for them week 1. Give me Eagles over Cowboys in the season opener.
I agree. Eagles over Cowboys. Even if the Cowboys were in a better situation, I would still take the Eagles because it's week 1. It's at home. So the link is going to be rocking. Everyone's so starved for Eagles football that they haven't had in so long, and they get to play the Cowboys. And then you add on that Micah Parsons isn't going to be playing. So this is definitely an Eagles win starting off 1-0.
Yeah, for sure. Eagles all the way. No, you guys were spot on. This is a huge rivalry game. But obviously at this point, it's not even a rivalry. Dak just cannot beat the Eagles. Eagles starting off 1-0.
Last year, the Eagles beat the Cowboys by the largest margin that they ever have. Best point differential ever in a season against the Cowboys over 2 regular season games. So it's a high bar, but we'll see if they can improve upon that this year. Week 2 at the Kansas City Chiefs, a very tough week 2 matchup.
I think this is going to be very tough, and I think this is where the Eagles are going to take their first loss of the season. I know it's crazy having them start out 1-1, but Chiefs are going to come gunning for them after that Super Bowl. They're away. They're in Kansas City. I think it's going to be a tough environment at Arrowhead, and I think the Eagles are taking an L in week 2.
That's what happened with the Eagles and Chiefs when they played their regular season Super Bowl rematch in 23. After the Eagles lost to the Chiefs in 22, came out in the regular season and beat them. So I think that makes sense. The Eagles could definitely lose this game in Arrowhead. I'm going to have to agree with Luke again. The Eagles lose this one. There's going to be something that goes wrong, and everybody starts freaking out, whether it's Sirianni making a call or somebody that makes a mistake, and everybody loses their minds in week 2, like the season's over. Kind of like week 2 last year, or week 2 or 3 last year. They lost to the Falcons when Saquon dropped that pass, and it was the end of the world. It was very devastating at the time, but in retrospect, it wasn't really that important. So I think that something is going to, or the refs even in this game, something will happen that doesn't go the Eagles' way, and people will get way too worried about it.
I'm not going to lie, guys. That is awful analysis. Are you hating on the Birds already? Are you kidding me? We call ourselves all Philly all the time. And you're saying they're going to lose to the Chiefs when they just smoked them in the Super Bowl by 35 points?
Yeah.
No way. No way. Absolutely not. The Chiefs are a scam. They might win 7 games all year, okay? They're going to get third in their own conference, okay?
Wait.
The Chiefs...
Third in the conference is pretty good.
Or division. I meant division.
Oh, okay.
People are realizing now the Chiefs are not inevitable anymore. This loss that they had in the Super Bowl, that is what brought them back to earth. Everybody can now beat the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes is washed. Give me Eagles 2-0.
So in fantasy football, are you taking any Chiefs players?
Only Mahomes and Rasheed Rice.
Gotcha.
Maybe a little Isaiah Pacheco. But other than that, like, I really don't want anybody else.
Okay. We have our fantasy draft coming up tonight after this, so I just wanted to get a little bit of info. So Parker has the Eagles at 2-0. Luke and I both have them at 1-1. They come back home to play the Los Angeles Rams.
Yeah, I think that obviously the Rams, I think are going to be better this year. I think they're going to be a solid team, but Eagles are going to bounce back after that week 2 loss. They're going to take this dub against the Rams.
Okay. A win would be great. They defeated the Rams at home the last time that they played them in the playoffs. Jared Verse remembers that one quite well. Could be a revenge game for him, although he played really well in that game. I think he kind of...
Yeah.
That was a win-win. He earned Eagles fans' respect, but also Saquon cooked him, so it was great. I hate to keep agreeing with Luke, but I think that they come back home and they beat the Rams to go 2-0, 2-1, 2-0 at home. Go to 2-1 on the season, and yeah, I think that they're going to be very good at home this year. They're always good at home. The Link is always great, but I think especially after a Super Bowl season, I should have looked into how they were at home after they won the Super Bowl, because I just feel like there's a different atmosphere when you're home after the Super Bowl win. Like there's a little extra juice there. So they beat the Rams 2-1.
Hey, the Rams, they were the toughest team in the Eagles postseason run last year.
Mm-hmm.
Give them respect. But at this point, it's week 3. Matt Stafford's back is falling apart, right? He's not going to be able to do anything. And hey, what do they say? Look at Saquon last year. Okay. 250 yards every single time. Once is lucky, twice is the theory, but 3 times is the habit. Okay. Saquon Barkley, 250 yards, 25-0 or 25-0. Eagles 3-0.
Is that an actual saying, or did you make that up? Because I like that. That's a good saying.
No, that's totally legit. Legit Parker analysis.
Okay.
Punctual, to the point, factual. The 3 keys.
Parker and punctual does not happen,
The
but
3 Ps though.
yeah, but like,
Exactly.
okay.
Yep.
His analysis
You're-
is punctual.
You're spot
Yeah.
on, Luke. You're spot on.
Thank you. Thank you.
So Parker has them 3-0. Luke and I both have them 2-1. And then we go into week 4. For this podcast specifically, what might be the biggest matchup of the year. Do they play the Buccaneers every single season? Because I know last year they played them in Tampa.
Luke,
Obviously,
I'm going to
that
cut you
didn't
off
go
right
well.
there. Baker Mayfield sucks. All right, Luke, I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying right
I
now.
have the
hasn't
Eagles
said a
winning
word.
this game. I have the
okay.
Eagles winning this
All right,
game.
You turned to the dark side last year, okay? I'm not accusing you of anything. I'm just stating a fact, right? That was part of the 3 Ps. You turned to the dark side last year. You think Baker Mayfield is amazing. He is not. He sucks, okay? Eagles 4-0. This is an easy win. Jalen Hurts has proven he can beat the Buccaneers. Baker Mayfield, never drafted him in fantasy. He's probably not even going to win a game this year. Give me Jalen Hurts and the Eagles over this nobody that is Baker Mayfield.
Okay, well, Parker,
I
it
don't
wasn't your
think you
turn
want
to
to
go.
hear it. You can't. Still don't even talk. I can't hear anything you're saying right now. I don't want to hear it.
He doesn't want to, therefore he can't. Parker jumped the order there. Has them
Yeah,
winning.
Parker,
so
it was my turn to
4-0.
go, but that's okay. I'll give
Wow.
you some grace. I mean, I feel attacked for somebody who is going to have the Eagles beating the Bucks anyway. I think they're on a hot streak right now, and the Eagles are going to win.
Wrong. Wrong.
He said the Eagles are going to win, and you said wrong, Parker.
Oh, I thought he was saying Baker was good. Sorry.
No, he said he got attacked
the
for
Eagles
no
are gonna
reason
win.
because the
The
Eagles
Eagles
are
are
going to
going to
win.
win. They're too hot right
Okay,
now.
yeah, you can say the
At
Eagles
this
are going to
point
win,
in the
but
season, they're too hot right now.
last year you showed your true intentions with Baker Mayfield, and it really hurts my heart.
I'm sorry, Parker. I admired his
You
attitude
left my
last year.
side, Luke.
Doesn't
You
mean I
left
think
me
he's going to
alone.
be amazing. Doesn't mean I think he's going to be amazing this year. I think he's going to have a down year for sure. But I think he had a good attitude last year, and I think that the Eagles are going to win that one pretty easily. Even though, actually, I don't want to say easily because Todd Bowles knows the Eagles. He has their number, I
The Eagles
swear.
don't play easy games
But
against the Bucks.
no, it's not going to be easy because Todd Bowles, not Baker Mayfield, Todd Bowles. But yeah, I think the Eagles are still going to win.
Okay. So Luke has the Eagles improving to 3-1. The fact that it's in Tampa Bay concerns me a bit. We know their history in Tampa Bay, the playoff game loss, and then last year even they lost to Tampa Bay. Watched some of that with Luke at Grove City. Some of that defeat. That was unfortunate. And then listen to the rest with Parker driving home. Just to annoy Parker, I'll say that the Bucks win. The Bucks beat the Eagles. Strictly for the reaction, I'll say the Buccaneers win.
You got to be kidding me. I don't even think I can be on this call right now. All blown. Can't believe you would do that.
The Eagles repeat last year, and they start off 2-2, and everyone's real worried about the Super Bowl champs. They lose to Baker Mayfield and the Buccaneers. Baker Mayfield torches the Eagles' prone secondary, because I think we can agree the Eagles' weakest link this year is their secondary. That's where the most question marks are. So it's unfortunate, but the Bucks are good. We all know the Bucks are good. So I have the Eagles at 2-2. Luke has them at 3-1. Parker has them undefeated. Week 5, Luke against the Broncos at home.
Yeah, I think I have trouble with this game because they're at home, and I think that the Eagles have such a great home field advantage. But I think the Broncos are going to be a solid team this year. But I think if they were playing in Denver, I'd give the Broncos the edge here. But simply because they're playing in Philly, I have the Eagles winning this one as well.
Okay. That puts Luke as having the Eagles at 4-1. I think that the Broncos are incredibly overrated. I never really believed in them last year, and I think that's carried over into this year. I don't. Bo Nix is fine. Their defense is good. They did not play well against above 500 teams last year. They had one of the easier schedules, and when they played good teams, they didn't fare well, and then we saw what happened to them in the playoffs. I'm not a believer in the Broncos. I think the Eagles smoke them and improve to 3-2.
All right. I got to disagree with you guys here. I honestly think the Broncos are sneaky. Oh, when you say
We're
they're
on opposite
overrated,
ends of that spectrum.
I think they have the best defense in the league, even better than the Eagles' defense. Okay. Like, I'm not even kidding you. They've got such a good defense. I could see this one being a little bit of a trap game for the Eagles. And I'm going to give it to the Broncos. I'm going to say they lose here to a second-year Bo Nix. Like, Jalen Hurts, you didn't know this, but his arch nemesis is actually Bo Nix. He's never beaten Bo Nix before.
What is he like?
Okay.
0-1?
well, he will be after this game. Exactly.
Oh, they never played each other. I thought because Bo Nix is so old, maybe they played each other in college.
I don't think they've played.
Okay.
But he'll be on one yet. So that's my prediction.
Okay. So we go to week 6, the Giants on Thursday Night Football.
I think this team name speaks for itself. They're the Giants. They're going to lose. Eagles win.
I agree. Easy Eagles win. And for me, they are now rolling. I have them at 4-2. Luke has them at 5-1. Parker has them at 4-1.
And I am going to predict the same thing as you guys. Think we can just roll this right over.
Yep.
The D line on the Giants is pretty good. But at this point, who knows with their rookie quarterback, the guy from Ole Miss with the long hair, what's his name?
Jackson Dart, baby.
Jackson Dart. If he ends up playing by this point, then he's going to get smoked by the Eagles D-line. So, easy Eagles win.
Giants quarterback room, electric content-wise. But on the field, talent, not so much. Their defensive line versus the Eagles' offensive line is going to be a very fun matchup. One of the best defensive lines versus arguably the best offensive line. So that'll be really entertaining. This is back-to-back road games. Fun little note. Fun note. And by fun, I mean not fun at all. The Eagles have 0 back-to-back home games this year, which is crazy. They're back-to-back on the road twice, and then everything else is alternating. It's crazy. The schedule is stacked against the Eagles post Super Bowl, but they play a second week on the road, and that is against the Vikings.
Yeah, I would say that this stretch of Giants, Vikings, Giants is the Eagles' second easiest stretch of the season. And I would say that the Eagles are going to win this game against the Vikings. I don't think that they've got much going for them. They actually just signed Carson Wentz today. So
Really?
they've got Carson. Yeah, they traded, or the Eagles signed Sam Howell. It wasn't a trade. They signed Sam Howell, and in the Vikings dropping Sam Howell, they signed Carson Wentz.
Wow,
So
that's fun.
not that that has anything to do with this game because he's probably not going to play at all. But if JJ McCarthy is their starter, which I think he is, I think that's the plan. I didn't think he was super great coming out of the draft, then not playing a whole season, still being, I don't know if he's considered a rookie anymore or not since he hasn't played,
Technically.
but whatever. I don't think he's going to be all that. Give this game to the Eagles.
I don't know if this is a hot take or not. I think Carson Wentz, the colors of the Vikings jersey fit him pretty well. I think he'll look good in a Vikings jersey. But the Eagles win. Yeah, they go into Minnesota. They take care of business. Pretty simple.
I think JJ McCarthy, these guys that don't have NFL experience, how are they going to run into Jalen Carter? There's no way you're going to beat that guy. Nolan Smith, there's no way you're going to avoid that sack. How are you going to throw to the guy that's Quinyon Mitchell is guarding? It's not going to happen. How are they going to score points? It's not going to happen. Give me Eagles.
There you go. So we go into week 8. Parker and Luke both have the Eagles at 6-1. I have them at 5-2. Correct me if I'm wrong. Giants at home, week 8, before you go into the bye.
As I said, this is the Eagles' second easiest stretch of the season. Give them a game over the Giants, especially at home. I mean, the Giants still are not good at all, and they're playing in Philly. This game goes to the Eagles easily.
Totally agree. Eagles wipe the floor with them at home, go into the bye feeling good. This might be, they might rest starters in the fourth quarter of this going into the bye.
Or
I
the
think
second half.
Jameis is in at this point. Fantastic analysis.
You think they play Jackson Dart in week 6 and then they play Jameis in week 8?
Yeah. Because they're like, look, we can't hurt this guy's spirit, his mindset, his mentality. We just don't want him to get hurt mentally. Let's rest him for this game. Let Jameis play.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So the Eagles win.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So we go into the bye week 9. You guys both have them at 7-1. I have them at 6-2. They come out and they play the Packers. I believe that's Monday night. Yeah. Packers week 10 Monday Night Football.
See, Owen, the way that you feel about the Broncos is how I feel about the Packers. I think they are overrated. I don't think they're a bad team. They've shown that they have good pieces and that Jordan Love can get it done sometimes. But I really don't think that they're as good as people make them out to be. I have the Eagles coming out of this bye week strong. They just rested their starters. They're going to win this game.
Interesting.
Okay. I am kind of on the opposite side. We might be flipped Broncos Packers. I think the Packers are kind of a sneaky team, and it could be a concern. That's okay. So you and Luke agree on the Packers being overrated.
Luke. What Luke was saying about Jordan Love,
yeah,
and especially Romeo Dobbs and the rookie, the
Romeo
Golden
Dobbs
guy that Luke brought up,
Matthew Golden.
Matthew Golden, what Luke was
fast.
saying there was spot on. His analysis, I couldn't agree more. Overrated.
Okay, there you go. I still think that the Eagles win it. They're coming off the bye. I think that they take the Packers down on Monday Night Football.
No. Packers, they played one good game last year. By this point, Jordan Love, he's going to be hurt. We all know that. I mean, he might not be, but he will be after this game. Okay? I'm predicting an injury. Calling it right here. Although you never want to predict an injury, but on this podcast, we do predict injuries.
It's
I mean,
happened.
Luke laughs at them.
Luke laughs at them after they happen.
Um, that's true. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, no, Luke, your analysis is spot on. Don't take this the wrong way, but I absolutely love your analysis. Okay, Packers.
Why
are
would I
losing.
take that the
Don't
wrong
take
way?
that the wrong way. Don't you dare.
I won't.
Me and Luke, we're on the same brain length. We're on the same
Yes,
brain
always.
length. This pod.
Yes.
as we always say. Okay, so we all have them beating the Packers. I think we got to pick up the pace here because we're gonna get to the playoffs. I was mentally like, all right, we're tracking time wise to finish Week 18 at a good time, but we also got to go through the playoffs. So I'm changing my pace. They're playing the Lions. Another primetime game. I think that's Sunday Night Football. Yeah, Sunday Night Football in Philly against the Lions.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think this is where the Eagles are handed their second loss. They've been on a big winning streak right now, and not all teams are perfect. They're in an imperfect team. I think the Lions are going to win this one. I still think the Lions are a great team led by a great coach, and I think that they have potential to be very good, and I think they beat the Eagles in this matchup.
I agree. I also think that the Eagles lose. I've copied Luke on 2 out of the 3 losses that I have the Eagles taking. I think that the Lions are gonna feel vengeful after they really wanted to see us in the NFC Championship game. They felt like those were the 2 best teams. Those probably were the 2 best teams, as you could see from how we smoked Washington. So that would have been a fun NFC Championship, but sorry, Lions, you didn't get there, so we didn't get to see it. I think they're going to be real fired up to like prove themselves. So they beat the Eagles in Philly, and they're real happy about a regular season victory.
Yeah, honestly, I could see them losing this too. I'm going to go with that. The one thing we didn't
All
bring up
3
is
of
the
us.
Eagles have an insanely hard schedule this year. Like every
Yes.
game is going to be so fun to watch, like for us as fans, because like they're playing the Chiefs, the Commanders twice, and they're good now, right? Obviously, Cowboys are rivalry games, and then they got like the Bills, the Chargers, the Broncos, the Packers, like teams that are like really good,
The
like
Chiefs,
teams.
the Buccaneers.
The Chiefs, the Bucks, like all these teams are like really good. So the Eagles' schedule is so much harder this year than it was last year. It's gonna be harder for them to like have that 14-3 record, but I don't know. Yeah, they're gonna lose to the Lions.
I thought that when I slipped Buccaneers in there, you were going to object, but you didn't. So then they go to Dallas and play the Cowboys, fresh off of,
I
according
didn't
to
hear
all
that.
of us,
No,
a loss.
I did not hear that.
Well, too late
I
now.
like them as a team. I like them as a team. I don't like
there
Baker.
you go. Good recovery.
This is where earlier you guys heard me talking about the Eagles' second easiest stretch. I think this starts the Eagles' easiest stretch of the season, of a not easy season.
Yeah,
I would say
I agree with Luke.
there's
Let's
4
go.
games here where the Eagles are probably going to sweep these 4 games. They win against the Cowboys because they suck.
Spot on.
I think that the Cowboys beat them here. I think that it's a shootout.
What?
The only way the Cowboys can beat the Eagles is a lot of
Luke,
offense.
boo with me. Boo.
Boo.
Historically, for the past like 10 seasons before this one, they split every single time.
Yeah, but Owen, the Cowboys are
All right, no,
horrible.
They're
the
not
game.
horrible. I think that the Cowboys'
they are.
offense is good. Their defense is terrible. So I think in a shootout, they can outscore the Eagles if the Eagles play badly. So I have
this
2
is the
back-to-back loss stretches for the Eagles.
All right, this is the game where 2 things happen, okay? 2 things happen in this game. One, this is the game that proves that Micah Parsons wants to become an Eagle, okay? They're going to lose this game. Micah Parsons is going to want to become an Eagle after this game.
You think he's
And
still with the
secondly-
Cowboys after 12 weeks?
Yes, I think, but this is the week that it proves
Okay.
that he's going to be an Eagle, okay? The second piece is this. George Pickens overtakes CeeDee Lamb as the wide receiver 1 for the rest of the year from this point on. CeeDee Lamb falls off. George Pickens for wide receiver 1. Not even kidding.
Okay, I was going to ask, is it a CeeDee Lamb injury, or is it just George Pickens being better than CeeDee Lamb?
George Pickens just... I don't have any basis for this.
Okay.
Do not take this as fantasy info. This is
Gotcha.
purely a hot take.
Okay.
Okay. It's not even something I'm going to follow in my fantasy, drafting system. But George Pickens from this point on just goes nuclear. And we're like, holy cow.
Okay.
Dak Prescott, George Pickens connection is better than the CeeDee Lamb connection.
That is a very hot take. I'll say I like George Pickens as a fantasy option. I'll have that as an official fantasy take because I think the Cowboys are just going to throw the ball so much.
Oh, for sure.
So
and their D is like not very good.
Yeah,
so.
they,
I
like the Bengals with Jamar Chase and T Higgins, basically the
They're
discount
the
version.
Yeah.
Cowboys are the discount Bengals. Yeah, a worse quarterback,
they both don't have
worse
defense.
wide receivers, but pretty good. Yeah, there you go. So then they play the Bears at home on Black Friday.
Ooh.
Yeah. And
that's
like
not
I
racist.
said,
That's normal.
like I said, easiest stretch. Eagles beat the Bears. I mean, the Bears are bad.
They bounce back after that horrendous Cowboys loss.
It's not a bounce
mad,
back. It's a ride the wave.
They beat the Bears. I agree.
Yep, same here. Keep moving. Rookie second-year quarterback, right? The only one that can beat him is Bo Nix. That's only Jalen Hurts' nemesis. On quarterback, Jalen Hurts takes care of him.
Okay, quick check-in. I know I have the Eagles losing 4 games. We've gone through 12. So I have them at 8-4. I believe both of you have them only losing 2.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
There we go. So you both have them at 10-2. I have them at 8-4. They go on the road to play the Los Angeles Chargers, but we know LA is basically another home game for the Eagles.
Yeah, I think that. I mean, I guess Justin Herbert is still a solid quarterback. People have been saying that for years and years, and yet nothing has ever come of it. So
he's really good.
Eagles win here. Honestly, I'm just going to pick twice in a row. Eagles beat the Chargers and the Raiders, speed things up a little bit. I don't think the Eagles lose either of those games.
I'll do the same thing. I think the Eagles defeat both of those AFC West opponents, Chargers and Raiders, 2-0 in those 2 games.
I'm with you on that. Pretty simple. Okay. It goes Eagles, then the Chargers, then the Raiders.
Yep.
They're not as good. Simple.
Yep. Okay, then finally in week 16, they see the Commanders for the first time all year in Washington.
And this is where the Eagles are handed their very next loss. I think that the Commanders are going to be better than they were last year. They figured things out with Jaden Daniels, and I think they're going to be a really good team this year. Which is weird to say about the Commanders because they're the Commanders. But I think they're going to be solid this year. I think they're going to beat the Eagles in Washington in week 16.
Okay, so that is Luke's 3rd loss. That's correct, Luke. That's your 3rd loss for the Eagles. I should have been writing all this down, but I'm pretty sure that's your 3rd. My hot take about I hate saying hot take. We've gone over some of the teams that we like and don't like. The Commanders fall into the category for me of don't like. I think that the Commanders could be similar to the Texans.
I don't like the Commanders, but that doesn't mean I don't think they're good.
Yeah. Like the quality, how good the Commanders will be. I think we're overhyping them a little bit. I think it might be a little bit of the same scenario as what we did with the Texans and CJ Stroud.
I don't like them
year.
either, Owen. I don't like them either. What do you mean you don't like them?
That's what I don't. None of us like the Commanders. I'm saying, so I thought the Broncos were overrated last year. I think they're overrated this year. I think we're kind of overhyping the Commanders this year. Similar to how we got too excited about the Texans last season coming into 2024, where it's like CJ Stroud was insane. How could this go wrong? Obviously, injuries hurt the Texans as well, but the Texans regressed.
Jaden Daniels is better than CJ Stroud.
Yes,
Jaden Daniels.
He is.
Sure.
The pieces around him aren't that great, though. We don't know what's happening with Terry McLaurin. They've got a lot of old pieces. They remember their free agency. They signed Bobby Wagner, Zach Ertz, Austin Eckler, a lot of older guys. They're still good. They're the Eagles' best competition in the division. I don't think they're all that. That being said, Eagles beat them week 16.
So listen,
Jaden's the truth. Jaden's the truth. 100%. He's the truth. I'm going on a losing streak. They lose to the Commanders, then they lose to the Bills.
Okay.
They're just going to start losing.
I'm going to have...
Right.
I mean, Josh Allen,
at the end of the year.
It's pretty self-explanatory. They're just going to go on a losing streak.
Okay.
They'll bounce back. They'll beat the Commanders in the final week. Give me a
So that wraps it up
record
for
It's not
Parker.
Parker's turn. It's my
13
turn.
and 4. Okay. And
Mhm.
this last week is so huge because I really need them to win 13 games. I've got a lot of money riding on it. But they get it done. They beat the Commanders in the final week. And my payout is huge.
I thought you were gonna say there's a lot riding on it because, like, hypothetically, they are playing the Commanders to like win the division. But for your
No,
gambling.
so-
They'll have that wrapped up. They'll have that wrapped up.
Oh, so
But
you don't think
I
the Commanders will be close to them in the standings?
No, not within a game. Not within a game.
Okay.
I think the Eagles go 13 and 4. Commanders go 11 and 6.
All right.
It's not even a question.
Okay. I would say 11 and
Yeah,
6 for the Commanders.
so-
Maybe a little disappointing for how people are thinking about them, but that's just me. Anyway, Luke.
I entirely agree with Parker. I think that the Eagles are going to lose to the Bills in week, what is that, 17, in Buffalo in the middle of winter. I think that the Eagles lose to Josh Allen there. And I also agree with Parker. I think they're going to beat the Commanders in week 18 in Philly. And I also agree. I think there's a lot riding on this game, not for money, but because this game will determine who wins the NFC East. And I think the Eagles are going to be the first team since what, '04 to repeat the NFC East.
Yes. That's a great point that's on the line. We hadn't brought that up yet, but they have a chance to finally do it. It looked like they could have done it a couple years ago, but still 2004. And that last team to do it was the Philadelphia
Was the
Eagles.
Eagles.
So, good point, Luke. That brings you to 13 and 4 also as well. Also as well? What is that? I double. Anyway, I'm going to flip what you guys have. Those last three, you guys have loss, win-win. I'm going to have...
No, we have loss, win.
Sorry. Loss, win. I'm going to have win, loss to the Bills, agree on that. But then a loss to the Commanders in Week 18 that really scares us going into the playoffs. So I have them at 12 and 5. So you both have 13 and 4. I have 12 and 5. We go to the playoffs. Do either of you think that your 13 and 4 Eagles get the top 2 seed and go with a bye?
I captain.
Or I'm sorry, top
Yes.
2 seed. They changed it. Only the one seed gets a
seed.
bye now. I'm sorry.
Eagles, there's parity this year. My word, it's the fourth P.
Yes.
Parity.
Yeah.
Parity in the NFL.
Parity.
Eagles get the 1 seed.
Punctuality. I don't remember the other ones. The one started with an F.
Punctual. Factual.
Factual. Yes, of course. The fourth P or the third P. So you have them as the 1 seed. Luke, do the Eagles get the 1 seed in your simulation?
Yeah, I think they do.
All right. They do not in mine with 12 and 5. The Lions might get it again. Who knows? But they're the 2 seed again for me, just like last year. 2 seed, run it back. So I am the only one picking a wild card game. I'll say they defeat the San Francisco 49ers in the wild card round. And then we go to the divisional. Luke, who do they play in the divisional round and do they win?
They play the
Other contending NFC teams: Rams, Bucks, Commanders, Vikings, Lions.
I think they play. Actually, yeah. Here, that's a good point. I think they played the Commanders in the divisional this year.
Okay.
They don't get to the NFC Championship. The Eagles do. Sorry, the Eagles beat the Commanders in the divisional round.
Good
The Commanders don't make it back to the NFC Championship, but the Eagles will beat the Commanders in the divisional round this year.
Okay. I will have them defeating. I'm giving it away. I think that they win in the divisional round. I think that the Eagles are not quite as strong as last year, but still incredibly strong. They were one of the greatest teams of all time last year, which I did say.
The greatest.
Okay. Top 5 greatest.
The greatest.
Okay. They're pretty great. So I still think that they might not be that good this year, but they're still very good. And I will say that they take down the Green Bay Packers because like I said before, I believe in the Packers. So they beat the Packers again. and we start to be like, does Jalen Hurts own Jordan Love?
He does. He does definitely own Jordan Love. But you know who else he owns? Caleb Williams. Okay. Bears, they're gonna
Okay,
lose.
Bears.
Okay. They're losing to the Eagles. They make it pretty far, but like I said, the only rookie or second year quarterback that's got Jalen Hurts' number, his name is Bo Nix. Doesn't play in the NFC, which is good. Okay.
Super Bowl preview, maybe. Okay, so we all have the Eagles going to the NFC Championship game. Luke,
Yep.
what happens in that game?
I think we get the NFC Championship that we wanted last year. Well, actually, I kind of wanted the Commanders so we could destroy them. But anyway, the NFC Championship that the world wanted last year, we get Eagles Lions. And I think the Eagles are running it back, going back to the Super Bowl in 2026.
I agree. I think the Lions can be really good. I'm not convinced what they're going to look like without Ben Johnson. I'm super intrigued to see what the Lions look like this year. Like how much credit does Ben Johnson deserve? Really interested to kind of find that out this year. Just to for interest's sake, I think that the Carolina Panthers might have a really good improvement this year. Thought about them in the divisional round, not in the NFC Championship game though. I agree. I'll go with the Lions. I don't think there's a lot of other real strong contenders. The Rams potentially, Commanders maybe. I don't think the NFC is that stacked this year. So Eagles and Lions feel like the top two to me.
Yeah, I agree. If I had to pick a team, it would be the Lions. I'm gonna get a little creative here though. Okay. I'm gonna get a little fancy and pick another team just to be a little different, you know. I'm gonna pick the team that Owen had beating in the wild card. I'm gonna go with the 49ers all the way here in this spot.
Niners, okay,
Niners, I feel like they're a lot to make the playoffs just because of how easy their schedule is. So
exactly.
let's just say theoretically they win a game or two, make it all the way to the championship, conference championship.
Yep.
And I'm going to say Eagles. Sorry with Luke there on that one. They're easily making it to the Super Bowl. Cupcake 49ers by this point. Brock doesn't know what he's doing, and they lose to the Eagles. Eagles make the Super Bowl for the second straight year.
We may be biased, guys. This is all Philly all the time. We all have the Eagles going to the Super Bowl for the second year in a row, but you guys can't get that mad at us because we said it last year and we were right. So I think that gives us a little bit of leeway to make these picks here. So
We're not biased. We're accurate, punctual, factual, and precise.
the four Ps.
The four Ps.
Luke Paglia, who do the Eagles play in the Super Bowl and do they win?
Paglia, the fifth P.
I think that, oh man,
The
dude,
AFC is way more loaded than the
the
NFC. Do
AFC
we
is
agree on that?
loaded. I don't think it's the Chiefs. I don't think the Chiefs make it back to the Super Bowl this year. I think they're kind of coming off their hill a little bit. Um, as much as I think it'd be fun to watch an Eagles-Bengals Super Bowl, I think it's going to be the Bills. I think Josh Allen's finally going to get over that AFC Championship hump. I don't think the Bengals quite have it on defense yet. I think their offense is going to be insane again, but I don't think they've quite got it on defense yet. So give me the Bills against the Eagles in the Super Bowl. And I think this is going to be an incredible game. I think Josh Allen is super talented. I think Jalen Hurts is very talented. I think the Eagles just have more pieces overall than the Bills do. I don't think they have quite enough to get around that Eagles defense. So give me the Eagles repeating Super Bowl champions, not biased at all. Go Birds.
Luke follows up his pick from last year of the Eagles winning the Super Bowl with his pick this year of the Eagles winning the Super Bowl. I would love it if they go on this run that you have of them playing the Lions and then the Bills, because our fan base plus those two fan bases just sounds absolutely insane. Like three of the most crazy, passionate, intense fan bases in football. So that sounds absolutely electric, and obviously winning against those teams is ideal. I think that they play the Ravens in the Super Bowl.
Oh,
A
yeah,
nice little
it's very
Baltimore
possible.
Philly matchup, which sounds like
Little
a
bird
lot of fun.
matchup.
Yes, Battle of the Birds. There'd be a
Hmm.
lot of storylines there. Battle of rushing quarterbacks, battle of elite running backs. We remember what happened the last time the Eagles played the Ravens. The Eagles won that one kind of handily. The
Hmm.
big Cooper DeJean tackle. Eagles played a solid game. Ravens played pretty sloppy. I think that the Ravens come out and they win the Super Bowl. Lamar Jackson finally silences all of the critics. Guys, I have the Eagles going to the Super Bowl. Why are you mad at me for picking them to not? Repeating is hard, okay? Repeating is really hard to do. It's hard to repeat.
You Debbie Downer.
The Eagles
That's
get to
not
the
one of
Super
the four
Bowl.
Philly all the
Ps.
time.
A couple things go wrong, and they end up losing. They play a good game. They're a great team.
Lamar has
Ravens-
proven time and time again that he cannot get it done.
But this year he does get it done.
But he
You
can't.
You can't get it done until you do get it done.
Yeah, but Lamar has proven he
Fact.
can't get it done.
I like that take, Owen.
Thank you,
Just-
Parker. So the
only
Eagles lose
that-
to the Ravens.
No, only that section, that one sentence you said.
Okay.
I like that.
Gotcha.
Everything else, wash. Because you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take the exact inverse of that. The Eagles beat the
Okay.
Ravens. It's like the one team they don't play in the regular season that's good. They
Mhm.
play every other good team except the Ravens. So you're going to meet them.
I
It's
like
like
that
they're
logic.
on a collision course.
I like that logic.
They're on a collision. You got Ravens over here. You got the Eagles over here. And they're on a collision course for each other.
Luke, you got to
You know what I mean?
do
Do the collision course for each other. Okay.
It's
Simple
clobbering
analysis.
time.
You saw Cooper DeJean's tackle last year.
I did.
Guess who that was on? Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry's old now. Cooper DeJean hitting his prime. Okay. How? Exactly like Luke. Exactly. Okay. So take that. I was a little worried. Because I was like, look, I picked him to lose last year and they won. So I'm like superstitious me is thinking I got to pick them to lose again this year so that they win, you know?
Good thought.
But
Don't
when
worry.
you,
Owen
but
picked
like,
him to lose, so
then
it's okay.
Owen did that for me. So then I was like, let's go. I can't make the same mistake last year. Owen took the superstitious part out of it. Bang, Eagles beat the Ravens.
You're welcome. So we keep the same as last year, where we all have them going to the Super Bowl, and 2 out of the 3 of us have them winning. Only difference is this year none of us picked a rematch game, and also none of us picked a team quarterbacked by a 40-year-old, like happened last year. So that
I
seems
can't
like a
believe
good
you
move by
believe in
us.
Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers. I cannot believe
I
that.
really thought the rest of the Jets. I thought the Jets roster was so good that
It was
that
not.
if they
I mean,
just had a
Oh,
decent
and-
quarterback, they'd be good, and that was not the case at all. So, yeah, but it's a new season, and I'm believing in a different number 8 wearing quarterback from saying Aaron Rodgers would make it to the Super Bowl to now saying Lamar Jackson will make it to the Super Bowl.
some real quick just for you guys, some through
Yeah,
season
we got to wrap this up.
storylines.
So, yeah.
Through
Run
season
through it.
storylines. Okay, what Luke mentioned there of the Eagles repeating
Mhm.
as division or conference champion or division champions in
Mhm.
their local division. Never happened since 2004. I need the Eagles to win 13 games in the regular season, like really
That's the most
bad.
important takeaway.
And then and you guys want to pitch in with some other takeaways since the only 2 I thought of.
We touched on how difficult their schedule is, not just in the travel aspect where they don't have back-to-back home games, but also the quality of opponents. They play a very difficult schedule. I think I saw that this is... I don't like the methodology. I think I've talked about this before. I don't like how they figure out strength of schedule traditionally, where they take the team's record last year, and they're like, well, based on last year's records, this is how hard your schedule is. I'm like, that doesn't make sense. The teams are different. We should be like projecting how good we think they're going to be and determine the strength of schedule. So regardless, their schedule is still difficult. There's not a lot of easy games in here. So that's a storyline. And then also Saquon Barkley, the Madden curse. He said he believes in God, not curses. I thought that was a great quote from him. And
I
also
agree.
just the usage curse, not necessarily a curse, just more of like a biology track record. Like he got used so much last year. Not often that guys bounce back with a great season the following season.
I saw the stat. The stat was it's about a coin flip. The amount of usage he had last year, there's only been like like 15 players that have ever ran the ball that much, and about 8 of them have gotten season-ending injuries the next year. So it's about a coin flip as to whether Saquon will have a season-ending injury, essentially, based off
I think
past history with other
I think the
players.
way they need to handle it is like, I mean, yeah, Saquon had an insane year last year. I just don't think he's not going to rush for 2,000 yards again. That's impossible to ask for of somebody. But I think that's why they got a guy like A.J. Dillon in there in that
Hmm.
running back room.
Great
They
point.
have a young Will Shipley who had some great runs toward the end of last year, and I think that yes, Saquon can be really good again, but they just can't push him as hard. And I don't think they should push him as hard. I think they should let other guys, as Saquon would say, let them young dogs eat or whatever he said.
Exactly.
Um,
And they have
I
the
see what
but
offensive
you're
like,
line to
saying.
do it. Like any
yeah,
running
Well, but
back can be
exactly.
half decent.
right, it's just not. It's not consistent with his character.
Mhm.
Was he talking about Jason Kelsey again?
No, he was talking about AJ Dillon
Oh,
and Will Shipley. Um,
oh,
we
I
did
thought you were
pretty
talking
good
about.
this video with Parker not being able to tell what Luke was saying. I'd
Yeah,
say
if
it's
you
a
guys
success.
couldn't realize
We should
before,
have let them
Parker can't
know.
hear me at
I
I
don't
wanted
think
all.
they
to,
knew that.
if you listen till the end, you get to find out that Parker could not, in fact, hear Luke this entire time. It's our first video back, the three of us remotely, so that was our one technical difficulty that we ran into. But if you weren't able to tell, shout out to you. And also, I don't think it ended up affecting it too much. So that's great. I'll give one more stat to counteract the Saquon pessimism that I just gave. Balance it out, optimism, pessimism.
And I think, to be fair, I am looking forward to Saquon so much.
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
absolutely love Saquon.
Yes, we
I
just don't
don't
want him
think
to get
he's going
hurt.
to get hurt.
Mhm.
No, I don't think he's going to.
Okay.
But I'm just saying,
Mhm.
like, it's
Yeah.
a little sketchy.
That's a case for him not getting hurt is that he got like 60% of his rushing yards last year before contact, which is absolutely
Mm.
absurd. So like the amount of beating that he was taking is not probably the same as what some of these other guys who put up similar stats to him were. He got a lot of them kind of for free behind this insane offensive line and his smarts of knowing where to go.
Well, and we watched he was getting killed when he was on the Giants.
Mhm.
So I feel
Mhm.
like that's like mentally he's gotten just smarter at knowing how
Yes.
to go down and stuff. Like
Yeah.
a lot of his hits, at least from last year, from what I remember, like when he was getting tackled, they weren't bad tackles. It was just normal tackles, like not even close to, like
He's not
a
getting
hard
blown up.
tackle.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like I feel like he didn't kill his body. Like the hits he was taking, I felt like weren't that bad.
Mhm.
So
Agreed.
yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
Yeah. Last storyline I would probably have is that do we finally trust Nick Sirianni after all these years of the
No, no, but
I'll
I
never,
trust Jalen
I
Hurts
will
now.
never fully
Last year,
trust Nick
before the season
Sirianni.
started, I didn't trust Jalen Hurts. I said I need to see him do
You're
it.
on
I need to
record.
see him do it. I'm on record now. Jalen Hurts, I have my 100% full faith in him. Nick Sirianni, he's on the chopping block for me.
Okay.
I trust Jalen. I think I will never fully trust Nick. I will have my highs and lows with Nick. I will be
Interesting.
Nick, you're great. Nick, you suck. Nick, you're great. Nick, you suck. I will never fully trust him, but I think that there's such a good staff around him that it doesn't matter what I think of him. So,
All right, there we go. Thank you guys for watching. This has been All Philly all the time. Let us know what you guys think will happen this season for the Eagles, what you're hoping for, what you think will happen, what you're hoping doesn't happen, and whether or not you yourself trust Nick Sirianni. Thank you guys for watching.
Peace. I'm going to be so excited to watch this back and see what Luke is saying because I'm sure it's great. Like, I'm very excited.